Hello. Hello. So today, guys, I'm coming at you with something a little bit different, and what I wanted to talk about today are skins that are only good because they're rare. Now, when the Red Knight was re-released, I commented basically saying that I feel like it kind of took away some of the value of this skin. And a ton of you guys replied back saying, you know, I don't think that's fair to say that the Red Knight is now a bad skin just because a lot of people have it. And I had a long conversation with you guys about this on Twitter, and I think after a while, I kind of agreed that that is for the most part true. If a skin is genuinely awesome looking, it really doesn't matter how rare it is. However, if you have an ugly skin that is still considered to be good for some reason, 9 times out of 10, it's because it's rare. And today what I wanted to look at are 10 skins that are really only considered to be good because they're rare. And if Epic Games were to bring these skins back into the shop, well, they wouldn't be good skins anymore. Anyways, with that being said, if you guys are new to the channel, could please subscribe, that would be awesome. But let's get into it. So coming in at number 10 on this list, I'm actually gonna give it up to the Ghoul Trooper. Now, the Ghoul Trooper is probably in my top 3 all-time favorite skins, along with the Raven and the Red Knight, but I've got a little bit of an issue with him. Now, I'm certainly not saying that the Ghoul Trooper is a bad-looking skin, but I do think there's an argument to be had, basically suggesting that really, if the Ghoul Trooper wasn't so rare, it wouldn't be so iconic. It's an absolutely amazing skin, but I genuinely think that part of the reason people think it's so good is simply because it's rare. Objectively, it is a really good skin, but I just don't think it's as good as people make it out to be. And obviously, if Epic re-released it, it would still be a good skin, but it would lose a lot of status. And moving on to our number 9 spot, this is actually going to be the Crackshot. Now, the Crackshot is a skin that I do regret buying, but for the most part, the reason that I regret buying it is simply because it's rare and is not really due to its appearance. It's not a skin that I'm absolutely in love with, and if it was a super popular skin that returned, I wouldn't be that excited. You see, the thing with the Red Knight is it was a good skin that returned, so people that bought it now have a good skin. But it wasn't just a rare skin. In my opinion, the Crackshot is more rare than good, and although if it did come back, I would certainly buy it, I wouldn't be crazily overhyped. Okay, now coming in at number 8, we have the Renegade Raider. So this is a skin that isn't very good, and really it's not even that insanely rare, but the only status that it does have earned is because it's kind of rare. And the reason that it's kind of rare is because it's bad. You see, when Easter came around, most people that got Easter skins bought the bunny, and the rabbit kind of just went unpurchased. For that reason, it's ended up being kind of a fairly rare skin, and if it were to return, the only thing that's good about it, the status of it, would kind of just be removed, and it just wouldn't be a cool skin. I mean, it's not a cool skin to begin with, but it would only be worse. And moving on to our number 7 spot, we have one of my personal favorite skins, which is Nogops. So Nogops is the female Christmas sweater skin, and really what I'm getting at for this one is it's so basic. I really like the skin and I think it's cool, but it's a very simple skin. And you see this one and you're not like, oh my God, it's a Ghoul Trooper. You're just like, oh, it's a girl wearing a Christmas sweater. It's actually one of my favorite skins, but it's one of those things that I kind of wonder in the back of my head. I'm like, do I like the skin for the way it looks, or do I just like it because it's kind of rare? And deep down, I genuinely think that there is at least a little part of me that rocks it simply because it does kind of have a little bit of that rarity factor to it. And moving on to number 6, this is the partner to the Nogops, and I feel the same way I do about this with the Nogops, and that's the Yuletide Ranger. Again, it's another really basic skin, and although it does look cool, a lot of what it has going for itself is the rarity. So for that reason, I think it would be bad for the reputation of the skin if it was brought back. Okay, now coming in at number 5, we have a very ugly skin, and this is the Aerial Assault Trooper. So this is one of the rarest skins in Fortnite, and it doesn't look very good. Let me frame it this way because I'm already suspecting the comment section is gonna get very riled up for this video. If the Aerial Assault Trooper, or literally any skin that I've mentioned for that matter so far, was put as tier 1 on the Battle Pass, would that change your perception of that skin? I think it does, absolutely. The only reason the Aerial Assault Trooper is ever talked about is because it was Season 1. It was part of the seasonal shop, which was the pre-Battle Pass sort of system, And it's not a nice looking skin, but the only reason people ever run it is because it's rare. And if this was brought back to the shop, the only thing that it has going for itself would be ruined. And this takes us to our number 4 spot, which is going to be the Red-Nosed Raider. Now, I gotta be honest, I feel like this is probably the rarest Christmas skin currently in the game. Of all the Christmas skins that I see, I feel like the Gingerbread Men, the Crackshot, and the Christmas sweaters are by far the most common. I'm not a huge fan of the look of the Crackshot. The Christmas sweaters are basic, but this is a skin that kind of goes beyond that. Now, this skin is probably just as rare as the Merry Marauder, the Ginger Gunner, or even Elf, but those skins actually look nice, and if they were to return, it wouldn't be the end of the world because they're still nice skins. But the Red-Nosed Raider is so uncommon that it doesn't even matter if it's not the worst skin. It's not a particularly great skin, and I think the thing that it has going for it, again, is rarity. I honestly couldn't tell you the last time I've seen someone run one of these skins that I've actually encountered in a game. It wasn't like a streamer that I was watching, and for that reason, this, honestly, like guys, this is one of the rarest skins in Fortnite now. I think it's one of those skins that a lot of people have just straight up forgot. And for that reason, if it was to return to the store, I think it would lose a lot of status. Now, coming in at number 3, we have the pairing to the Aerial Assault Trooper. This is the other skin from the Season 1 store. It is the Renegade Raider. Now, the Renegade Raider is honestly not that bad of a skin, and I see a lot of streamers running it. But I guarantee you at least 75% of the reason they are running it is because it's rare. This is like one of the OG skins of Season 1 that really shows that you were a first and foremost like early person player. And it's really not a nice looking skin at all. I mean, it's pretty like gross, to be honest. Now, I do think this is actually a lot nicer than the Aerial Assault Trooper, but at the end of the day, I think it's got more status. And if it was to return to the shop, I think it would really be taken down a notch in just terms of the overall quality and perception to this skin. Okay, now number 2. And before we go any further, please don't tell Noah J I said this, but it's the Ghoul Trooper. Okay, the Ghoul Trooper is just a blue skinned default skin. In my opinion, it is the lesser of the 2 Halloween skins, and I think it's a nice skin, but I don't think it's as special as people make it. There's an argument for the Skull Trooper that it's actually a really cool skin, and it's obviously very unique, but in my opinion, the Ghoul Trooper isn't really all that special. Well, it is really special, but that's because it's rare. It is one of the rarest skins in the game, rarer than the Skull Trooper by far, and I would say only exceeded by maybe 1 or 2 skins in the entire game. And for that reason, it's got a lot of status with its rarity, but it's not all that nice. If this skin was to come out today, I would give it a 6 out of 10. But if you see people running this, you're gonna go up to them and you're gonna be like, oh my god, that's such a cool skin, because it's rare. The Ghoul Trooper has so much status, and don't get me wrong, I respect the status, man. I don't have it and I regret it, but at the end of the day, it's not as good as people make it. But coming in at number 1, we have a skin that is just pretty freaking atrocious. This is the rarest skin in Fortnite, and the only reason that anyone would ever run it is because it's rare. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the Recon Expert. This is just an ugly skin. Like, it looks garbage. I love the bucket hat, but it just doesn't work. No one has ever put the Recon Expert on a top 10 best looking skins list. And if they have, it's only because it's rare. Okay, you don't see anyone talking about the Pathfinder, the Commando, the Munitions Expert, these really basic skins that have been put back into the shop because they're just basic and boring. But people talk about the Recon Expert because it's so freaking rare. And for that reason, if Epic Games were to return it to the store, the only thing that it has going for itself would be ruined, and it just wouldn't be a cool skin for any reasons. So yeah, that's our list. I hope you guys get the point of this video that rare skins can still be good if they're good skins, but the point of this was looking at rare skins that are only considered good because they're rare. For some reason, people get so triggered when you talk about a skin being ruined because it's rare, but it happens, man. It absolutely happens, and I don't think the Red Knight was ruined, although it did lose some status. It's still a cool skin, but these are skins that wouldn't be so cool if they weren't as rare. Anyways, thank you guys very much for watching. Again, if you enjoyed the video, make sure to subscribe. If you're already subscribed, leave a like. And I think we're still running the code for G Fuel, so if you want to get in on that, they're my longtime sponsor. Coupon code SMITH40 to get yourself 40% off. Energy supplement for gaming and studying. Thank you guys for watching. I'll talk to you later. Peace out, you freaking